Welcome to your mat. My name is Meghan Coy. We're going to begin in seated today, connecting with deep breaths in and out of the belly. If you have 2 blocks available for your practice today, you can make use of those. If not, that's fine as well. Move here into a neck stretch. Walk those fingertips out on the mat. Reach your right hand up and take that space just above your left ear, drawing the right ear towards the right shoulder. Relax both shoulders down away from your ears, walking those left fingertips out as far as you can. Breathe. We're going to rotate nose and chin down towards that right armpit, shifting the hand appropriately on the back of your head. And gentle pull down as you reach the opposite fingertips out along the mat a little further. Breathe. Good. Release. And we'll switch sides now. Opposite hand out to the side. Left hand comes up and over to the opposite side of the head. Draw both shoulders down the back. Breathing here. And then shifting that neck stretch. Bring your gaze and chin and nose down towards the armpit. And gentle tug here on the head, lengthening the opposite side of the neck. Breathe. Release. Now we're going to move into toes pose. I'm going to shift a little bit off at an angle here so that you can see. You want to curl your toes under and then sit back onto your heels. Moving into robin's breath, hands come together. Exhaling, I want you to find a little cow pose here in the upper back. And then inhale, arch your back, open the arms. And exhale, we close. Inhale, open and lift. Exhale, close. Good. Inhale. Exhale. Again, broaden, inhale. And close it in, exhale. Last time, inhale. Exhale. Good. Release. And stay in toes pose. Now finding a side stretch here. So take hold of one of the blocks if you have them. Reach one arm up and then gently move off into a side stretch here. And you can walk your fingertips and your block out away from your body. And then we'll switch sides. Reach up, get nice and long, and then shift it into a nice open side bend. Stretching those muscles along the rib cage. Release. You can place both of your blocks off to the side. We'll come back to those a little bit later. Make your way into high plank first, and then press into downward facing dog. Good. We're going to be here for a few breaths. So take this time to settle into your downward facing dog. Feel free to pedal out your feet. Adjust your stance as needed. Feet should be hip bones distance apart. Hands should be shoulder bones distance apart. And draw your navel up and in, rolling the inner thighs back behind you. And then relax your neck. Good. We're going to come forward to a high plank here. Now I want you to lift one of your legs and draw the knee up to the shoulder or tricep. Press it back and then pull it in. We're going to do 5 of these. Good. Pull it in, breathe. Here we go. Pull it in, reach back, and then back to your high plank and downward facing dog. Good. Walk your feet forward, coming into ragdoll. Don't worry, we'll do the other side in a moment. So for ragdoll, I'm starting here with the block so that you can see it. Feet are hip bones distance apart. I'm placing the block out in front of me so that I can sort of lean into it, drawing the weight forward into the balls of your feet. If you don't want to use the block, you can do what I'm doing now, crossing the arms, taking opposite hand to opposite elbow crease. Bend your knees as much as you'd like to here. Remember to breathe. Good. Hands to the hips, nice straight back, rise all the way up. We're going to move into sun salutations here. As you inhale, reach your arms high. Exhale, fold forward. Halfway lift is your inhale breath. Long, flat back here. Back into chaturanga. You can always do these on your knees. Elbows pull into the ribs as you lower down. Inhale, upward facing dog, lifting thighs and knees off the mat. Back into downward facing dog. Breathe here. On your next exhale, make your way to the top of your mat. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, rise all the way up. Hands to heart center as you exhale. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Chaturanga as you exhale. Squeeze the elbows in, gazes forward. Inhale, upward facing dog. Tops of your feet to the mat. Downward facing dog, exhale. Good. Take a breath in here and a breath out. Inhale. On your exhale, make your way to the top of your mat. Halfway lift, inhale. Fold forward, exhale. Root down, rise all the way up. Inhale. Hands to heart center, exhale. Last sun salutation here. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hinge forward. Lift halfway, breathe in. Step back, chaturanga, exhale. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good, breathe here. We're gonna come forward here in just a moment into plank and drawing the opposite knee to shoulder here. So come to your high plank, lift the opposite leg, pull it up to shoulder. Inhale, you reach it back. Exhale, you pull it in. You can do this. 3 more. Pull it in. Again. Good, almost there. Squeeze it in. Beautiful job, downward facing dog. Well done. Walk your feet to the top of your space. Feet are hip bones distance apart. Halfway lift, come all the way up into Utkatasana. There we go. So Utkatasana is chair pose. We want to breathe here. So feet are hip bones distance apart, which means knees are apart. If you prefer feet together and knees squeezing, that's fine as well. Just whatever's more comfortable on your body. Good, release. Now from here, from standing, we're gonna step that left foot back into warrior 2. So front heel lines up with the arch of the back foot. Front knee bends deeply, back leg is straight. Reach arms forward and back and gaze over those front middle fingers. Breathe, nice deep breaths into the belly. Soften through your shoulders. Good. Reverse warrior, reach up and back. Very little weight on that back hand. Extended side angle. So rest the elbow in front of the knee. So we're not resting on the thigh here. Good. And release your hands down to the mat. We're going to move side to side here. Yeah, getting into those inner thighs, hamstrings. Whatever area along your legs that feels tight. Then we're going to make it to warrior 2 to the back of the mat now. So opposite leg is in front now. Breathe. Reverse warrior, reach up and back. Find that beautiful side bend here. Beautiful. Now moving into extended side angle. We're only here for a few breaths, so take it to your edge here. Good. Release the hands down. We move side to side again. So maybe getting a little bit deeper in the hips this time, maybe not. And then make your way back to the front of your mat, moving back into Warrior Two for just a moment. Then triangle pose, straightening the front leg, really pushing that front hip towards the back heel. Creating some beautiful straight lines. So you can reach up and down just like I am here, or try something different. Take that bottom hand, press it into your shin, push your shin back into your hand, and soften your top arm down at your side. If it's okay on your neck, you can gaze up towards your top shoulder. Good, so front leg and back leg are straight, but neither one is locked out here. So maybe a little micro bend if you have a tendency to lock. Good, now we're gonna get into the core here. So reach the bottom and top hand forward, hold here, staying hinged at the hips, remember to breathe. Good, release the hands down to the inside of your right foot, toe heel the right foot to the outer edge. I'm gonna turn a little bit here so you can see what I'm doing. Back knee comes down to the mat. Take your right hand, block, you can place it under the left hand if you'd like, if you need a little more lift. Right hand comes to the inside of the right thigh. I'm going to gently push it out, rolling into the outer edge of that front foot. Good. Stay lifted in the chest. Breathe. Good. Now release the front leg, bend your back knee, and reach back with the right hand. So you're twisting towards your bent knee. Then as you inhale, I want you to roll your knee out onto the outer edge of your foot. And then as you exhale, pull it back in. You'll feel the stretch on your left leg, on your left quad, changing as you move your front leg. Good. Now we move into Prasarita. So wide leg forward fold at the side of your mat. You can use your block here, just like we did in Ragdoll, putting it out far in front of you so that your weight comes forward into the balls of your feet. Otherwise, you can take your hands down to the mat or the outer edges of your feet. Now I'm turning to the side just so you can see the straight long back that you want here. So we don't want rounding through the back, we want a nice straight spine. So if you need to bend your knees in order to make that happen, feel free to do that. Good, relax your neck, let your head hang. If your forehead or top of your head's on the floor, shorten your stance a little bit. Good, now we'll make our way to the back of the mat, so we're gonna do triangle on the other side. So we'll start in Warrior Two, and then straighten the front leg, draw the front hip towards the back heel, getting nice and long through the torso here, and then taking the arm variation that you took on the other side. Resist the urge to lean or rest into the bottom arm here. Good. Squeeze inner thighs towards one another. Breathe. Let's get into that core strength. Reach the bottom hand forward, top arm comes along the top. So biceps are by the ears, shoulders down the back. Breathe, hold, and release. Place your hands inside your left foot now. So toe heeling the left foot to the outer edge of the mat. Make sure the knee and the toes point in the same direction here. And I'm going to turn my body again so that you can see a little better. Hand to the inside of your front knee or thigh and gently push it open. Very gently here. We're going to be careful with the hip joint. If that creates any sensation that doesn't feel good or like a stretch, then please stop. Reach back with your left hand, take hold of your foot, and if you cannot, feel free to use a strap or a belt, works great. Now with each inhale, we're pulling the knee in towards the body, flattening the front foot, and each exhale, we're rolling the foot out to the pinky toe side. Good. Coming back to standing right at the middle. Now we grab hold of a block here. This is an option for you. You don't have to use the block. Moving into eagle pose here. So place one foot on the block. Here I have my left foot on. Reach your arms out to the side and cross right arm under left. And then right leg comes up and over the left. Sit your hips down. You can wrap your foot around the calf if that works, or just place your foot next to your calf. Elbows come up, and then as you exhale, I want you to pull them down. Inhale, we lift the elbows up. Exhale down. Keep going just like that. Relax the shoulders down the back. Sit as deeply as you can. Beautiful job. Elbows come back up and release. Stand here for a moment. Now remember, if the block is too unstable for you, feel free to eliminate it completely and stand on the floor. Good. Opposite foot on top of the block now if you're using one. This time I'm going to be doing my left side. So left arm comes under the right. And then the left leg will go up and over the right leg. Sitting the hips down, pull that left hip back, right hip slightly forward. Exhale, we pull the elbows down into the chest. Inhale, lift the elbows. Exhale, draw them down. Inhale up. Exhale, pull them down. Keep your hips low. Continue on right here, drawing the shoulder blades down the back. Beautiful, release. Take just a moment here. Good, now take hold of that block. I want you to place it between your thighs or your knees. And then sit down into chair pose. Arms come out in front of you. I'm going to turn to the side so you can see. Bring your hands to touch. Take a breath in. And then on your exhale, reach the right hand back, left hand forward. Now squeeze onto that block, keeping your hips pointing straight ahead. Good. So the twist is just in the mid-back, not from the hips. Back to center. And then switch to the opposite side. Good. Gazes over that back hand or shoulder if you can. If not, that's fine as well. Whatever feels best on your neck. Sit down into your heels. Good. Release back to center. Nice. Release the block down. Back at the top of the mat here. Feet are hip bones distance apart. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Halfway lift is your breath in. Chaturanga is your breath out. Nice and slow, elbows in on your knees if you like. Upward facing dog is inhale. Down dog is our exhale. Reach your right leg up as you inhale. Exhale, draw knee to right shoulder. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, cross it to the left shoulder. So you're going to drop your hips down. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, step it between your hands, low lunge, stacking knee over ankle. Warrior one is where we're headed next. Okay, so back heel is pressing down, hips point straight ahead. In case you're looking at the video and you're a little confused, I am doing my left side just so you can see it, but I'm cueing you on the right so that we're consistent. Good. Now we're going to take that right hand down to the right hip, reach the left hand forward, hinging at the hips, using the right hand to pull that right hip back. Now I've grabbed hold of my block here to place my hand on so that I can find good rotation here in my spine for revolve triangle, reaching the right hand up. So you're twisting towards your front leg, in case this is confusing for you at all. Good. Release the twist, take hold of the block and launch forward here. So you're standing on your right leg. And then Jiva squats, we're going to hunker down, pull the knee in. Inhale, we straighten it out. Exhale, we pull in. Inhale, lower and squeeze. Exhale. Good. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Hold. Good. Lower all the way down into a seated twist. So seated twist, you're going to have your right ankle outside of your left knee. Opposite foot to your glute. Make sure both glutes are pressing down into the mat. Hug that knee. You're going to twist towards your top knee, the one that's bent up to your chest. Each inhale, you're going to get a little taller, and each exhale, if it feels okay, rotate just a little bit deeper. Good. Release. Step back into a high plank or on your knees. Chaturanga if you'd like. It's completely optional. Upward facing dog if you did chaturanga. And then we'll meet in downward facing dog. We're going to do the other side now. Left leg up and back. Exhale, draw that left knee up to the left shoulder. So shoulders come over the wrists. Inhale, reach it up. Cross it across your body to the opposite shoulder. Inhale, draw it up. Exhale, step it between your hands for a low lunge. Drop your back heel and find warrior one. Good. So this stance might be a little bit shorter than your warrior two. I know it is for me. It helps me get my hips pointing straight ahead and keeping my back heel and knife edge of my back foot pressing into the mat. Straighten the front leg. Bring the left hand to the left hip. Gently pull back on that left hip as you reach forward and hinge. Good. Bottom hand comes down to the block, and left hand reaches up towards the sky. So we're finding a beautiful twist here. Keeping the back heel pressing down. Good. Now release. Launching forward into the left leg here. You can use the block for support. Squat down. Inhale, straighten both legs, and then exhale, squat down, pulling the knee in. Good. Keep it going. One more. Hold. And release down into seated. So finding seated twist now on the other side. Good. Make sure both glutes are pressing into the mat as you find your twist, lifting up through the chest and gently rotating from the mid-back here. Good. Release. Making your way into plank. And then lower all the way down onto your belly. Moving into a cobra pose. Feet mats with mat distance apart. Press your hip bones down into the mat and then gently draw your chest up. So my hands are under my shoulders, elbows tucked in, but I'm not using my hands to press into the mat. I'm using the strength in my back to lift my chest up. Then reach your hands straight back, lift your legs. Hold here. Good. Press those hip bones down. Remember to breathe. And release. Hands under shoulders, press into tabletop, moving straight into cat pose. Round through the back, chin to chest, tuck the tailbone. And then inhale, cow pose, arching the back. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Let's do one more round. And then release. Come all the way down onto your back for bridge pose. Bend your knees, draw your heels up towards your sits bones, fingertips down at your sides. Tuck your tailbone, low back presses into the mat, and then begin to lift the hips straight up. Now what I'm doing here is bending my elbows, bringing my forearms like the number 11, walking my shoulders in. Now I'm pressing into my triceps to help lift me up. Good. And breathe. Be sure to look only up at the ceiling while you're in this posture. Walking the shoulders in so that there's space for your neck here. No pressure on the neck. Keep pressing tailbone towards the backs of your knees. Breathe. And then walk the shoulders out, lower, top, middle, and then low back. Keep your knees bent, walk your feet to the outer edges of your mat, and let your knees drop together at the center. Just take a moment here. Supine twist is next. We're going to eagle the legs. So left leg over the right, and then walk your hips over to the left a little bit. Drop your knees to the right, arms out like a T. Gazes over the left shoulder. Now the left shoulder should stay on the mat. If it doesn't, I want you to unravel the legs and stack the knees. And if that's still too much, straighten the bottom leg. Release, come back to center, unravel the legs. Cross opposite leg over, shift your hips towards the opposite side. Dropping the knees over to the left now, chin over right shoulder. Again, right shoulder should stay on the mat. If it's not, change your legs. Release, come back to center. finishing off with dead bugs pose or happy baby, whatever your preference is here. So I like to take hold of the bottom of my feet here, around the arches up to the toes. But if you can't quite get to your feet without lifting your shoulders, you can take hold of the backs of your thighs. Gently pressing down here so that the ankles are over the knees and the knees are coming toward the ground. Tailbone is pressing down as well. And release. Give yourself a big hug here. Pull forehead into the knees. And release. Make your way into your Shavasana for today. Walk your shoulder blades down the back, tailbone down. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. It's been my pleasure to guide you. Namaste.